It's time for the top 10 movies of 2011. Now see, I'm not doing that. That is not going to be the intro. So coming in at number 10, and there will be no special graphics. I'm going to use my fingers, okay? Is that okay with you? Okay. So number 10, it's Fast 5. I got to stop with the finger.
Because the Buster brought me home.
Overall, Fast 5 is in my top 10 of the year, not because of the acting. Let's just get that out of the way. Fast and Furious is not about acting. It's about cool stunts, special effects, and just having a good time. And it's what I like to call a good popcorn action flick. So coming in at number 9, see, I'm a liar, I'm going to keep doing it, is Real Steel. Now, Real Steel, I didn't expect much when I was going into it. I was like, it's going to be kind of like over the top. It's got a father-son story, but instead of arm wrestling, we have robots, which, hell, I'm okay with that. Plus, I have some kind of weird fascination for robots. I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's like a sexual thing, or really, to be honest with you, I'm going to stop it right there before I start saying things I don't want to say about robots. On a side note, has anyone ever seen Bicentennial Man starring Robin Williams? But like I said, Real Steel had that father-son story about these two that didn't really know each other. I mean, hell, it had robots fighting each other. That's enough, okay? I don't need to go any further. Coming in at number 8, it's Drive, starring Ryan Gosling, it doesn't matter. The blonde beauty of the Scorpion jacket. Some cool badass action scenes in it. And I definitely love movies like Drive where it kind of really makes you feel like you're in the car when he's driving and you really got the suspense of what was going on, especially in that opening getaway scene.
We got a 10-4 and a 2-4 down on East State Boulevard. Dispatching all units. Suspect is believed to be driving a silver Impala.
Drive was one of those movies that kind of grew on me. The first time I seen it, I was like, okay, that was cool. And then I seen it again, and I was like, okay, I like this movie a little bit more now. And the whole soundtrack to Drive was so cool. It just fit the tone of the movie. It was really like a flock of seagulls, laid-back 1980s vibe. Coming at number 7. Coming in at number 7, it's X-Men First Class, directed by Matthew Vaughn. Finally, X-Men First Class was an X-Men movie that finally went in the direction I've always wanted that whole franchise to go in. It's kind of like a prequel to all the other movies, and at the same time, they were trying to go on a different route. That way, they could go a different direction. That way, they didn't really like to tie in everything, but at the same time, they wanted to keep the franchise alive, and they didn't want to confuse people, but they just called it X-Men First Class and threw Hugh Jackman in there, which was really cool, and he said, fuck off. And another cool thing about the movie was Michael Fassbender, who, in my opinion, stole the whole movie as Magneto. Coming in at number 6, and what the hell is that? What am I doing? Look at that. I look like Richard Nixon, but I have a form of retardation. I don't know what I'm doing. So at number 6, it's Limitless, starring Bradley Cooper, who after he takes a pill becomes a genius. And hell, wouldn't we all like to do that? My only complaint about the movie Limitless was the ending. It wasn't as smart as the rest of the movie. It kind of dumbed it down and did that Hollywood generic ending, which you're like, why'd you have to do that? You know, you had such a good movie, and then you just kind of dipped down at the end. And I just really loved the scenes where Bradley Cooper was on his high from his little pill, and he was being very smart, etiquette, and quippy and witty. So coming in at number 5, a movie I actually just watched a few weeks ago, and I don't know why I waited so long to watch it. It was definitely one of the year's most underrated movies. It's Warrior, starring Tom Hardy, which Tom Hardy is my new man crush. The movie's basically about two brothers who, in the end of the movie, beat each other's ass. It's not like they hug and make up. No, this movie is raw, it's gritty, and there really isn't any kind of babying each other in the movie. They just beat the hell out of each other. I mean, Tommy gets his damn arm popped out of the socket. And one of the best performances in the movie was Nick Nolte, who plays the father. I mean, that guy just really stole the show. I mean, I really felt like this guy had a lot of pain in his heart. Coming in at number 4. It's Mission Impossible 4, Ghost Protocol, starring Tom Cruise, which Tom Cruise, you could kind of see him getting a little bit sluggish, but you know what? The guy is an icon in Hollywood, and I mean, this says it all. But Mission Impossible 4 was one of the most enjoyable, fun, fast-paced action movies I've seen all year. This movie never slowed down, it never stopped. It was just one big action scene after another, one scene topping the other one. And when he was climbing the Dubai Tower, I really felt like I was on Tom Cruise's back, holding on to him, whispering in his ear, "I love you, Tommy." And he was climbing that tower and my hands were getting sweaty. I mean, just the way that movie was filmed. Brad Bird did an incredible job with the filming of it, the action, the pacing. So coming in at number 3, it's Hanna, starring Sarazi. I don't remember her name, but she's the girl from Lovely Bones who gets murdered. You guys know who I'm talking about, right? Okay. And Hanna was just one of those really interesting movies you don't see too often. It was kind of an original story. I mean, yeah, it had a little bit of Bourne Ultimatum in there, but this girl, I mean, she's a 110-pound girl who's brought up in the wilderness by Eric Bana to be this badass trained assassin, and you're at first you're like, I'm not going to buy into that, but the movie really sells it to you that this girl is capable of doing everything. Plus, Cate Blanchett is such a bitch in this movie. You just want her to get her ass kicked. And that was another reason I really enjoyed the movie. So coming in at number 2, it's The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo was dark, it was gritty, it was bleak, it was gray, it was depressing, it had a lot of mutilation, women in cages, and a lot of brutal things happening to women. That was the one movie that I sat there and I watched all alone on a cold, rainy night. Just a perfect setting for this movie. And I was really taken into the suspense and mystery of the film. I mean, all the performances in this movie really made you feel like you were in this gritty, kind of sick environment. And that's what I love. When you can really be sucked into it and you don't know what's happening and you feel dirty at the end. So coming in at number 1, my favorite movie of the year, the movie that really gave me the most, captured my imagination, my spirit, and really, I felt like I could watch this movie over and over again. It's Rise of the Planet of the Apes, and a movie that I definitely didn't think was going to be number 1 when I first heard it, was hitting theaters. But this movie really took me by surprise. I mean, the performance by Andy Serkis, who plays Caesar the Ape, basically Andy Serkis ran around in a mocap suit, but this guy really captured what a chimpanzee or a chimp or a monkey, it doesn't matter what you call him, that damn dirty ape, that's what we're gonna call him. Hey monkey, what are you doing down there? Now listen, you damn dirty chimp. If you don't shut your filthy monkey mouth, I'm gonna stick my banana in it. And a movie that kind of went deeper than you thought it would. And what I mean by that is, it wasn't just cheesiness, apes running around. I mean, all of these apes kind of had a backstory, and you felt for the apes, you know what I mean? It wasn't just, them running around, throwing shit at each other, eating bananas. These apes really stole the movie, and James Franco was there, which, he was a good supporting role, but we're not going to talk about him. It really almost brought a tear to my eye when they had to lock Caesar up in the Shawshank for Chimps prison. If you guys seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. This movie really gave you a little bit of everything. It gave you kind of the drama element, the cool special effects, the action, and a story that was interesting to watch. And I hope they make a sequel to this movie. This is one of those movies that by the end of it, you just want to see part 2 so bad. Or at least I did. So anyway, guys, comment your opinions down below. Let me know what you thought about some of these, the picks I made for this year. Until next time, I'm John with the Flick Pick Channel, and I need to stop moving my arms so much. So anyway, guys, I'm John with the Flick Pick Channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.